Simchas Torah stories from Crown Heights, one story at a time. It's a bit overwhelming. Had a lot of fun, met a lot of interesting people, and got a lot of what it's like right now, you know. Whew. Sitting with a guy named Shaya and his son, who is a good learner. And Shaya is not a spiritual guy, but he's a believer and a follower, and he's a devout yid. And he's not going to rip kriya if his son goes on shlichus. He's not and doesn't go to school and college and stuff like that. Or he doesn't mind. He'll come to the kinnis, put on his cufflinks, keep sending his son support. That's the type of guy. That's the character of Shaya. He's not against the concept that his son is going to be doing mishabeirachs for the rest of his life and running a little like a program, you know, like there's a joke about three Jewish mothers. One says the kid's going to be a doctor, the other one says a lawyer, and then the third one says a rabbi. And the other two women say, what kind of job is that for a Jewish boy? What it means is you could bring Mashiach without doing religious rituals and stuff like that. A lot of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim Nistarim took upon themselves real jobs at the time, which was like baking bread, you know, doing for the world, making things better. When we heard these stories as kids, we thought Lamed Vav Tzadikim were like hiding as bakers because they were like secret, like they were hiding out from. It was like a game of life that you have to be hidden, and that's what makes you special. No, they actually were doing. Some of them were trying to be healers, nurses. Doing good things in the world, really good things. Secular acts of goodness and kindness. So, non-religious in nature. Secular acts means non-religious in nature. So what the Lamed Vavniks, right? Also, the Christian pietists were also getting involved in this type of changing from living the cloistered life inside the church like a galach. And they were also baking bread, and that's where the Protestant work ethic comes from, with the one you hear a lot about in America. The Protestants are into success, working, and I think it even overlapped and overfed into the Mormons, being family men and successful and stuff like that. So, you got the character of Shaya. Shaya is the guy that grew up, was never really secular, so he doesn't really, he's with the flow, you know, good Lubavitch, like a Chesky Melamed type of guy. Good, you know, he makes he makes us look good, look normal. He makes shlichus look like an admirable thing, and it could be if you're a shliach that does good in the world, like if you're a shliach on Shabbos and you're a doctor during the week, that's a good thing. So Shaya sits in the sukkah, and we're talking about the medrash with his son, who is a learner, and explained to his son that the medrash was never written to be history. The writers of the medrash don't claim. They could claim it would be, you know, just as tragic as any other false claim in history, but they're not making that claim. They were regular workers who had fields, farmers. They made wine, whatever they were at the time that the medrash was compiled, and they wrote, and it was homiletics. First of all, we got it from the Christians. The concept of medrash was borrowed from the Christians. They would speak about the sacred text, which was the Bible, in their own way, and the way they saw it at the time. Of course, the Medrash would talk about the dangers of alcoholism. These were considered modernizing the Torah, which was, they would talk about Nadav and Avihu, so they would switch the story to something relevant. But then the Medrash mentions Moshe Rabbeinu going up into heaven, talking to God, the angels. What are you giving him? Giving him the Torah. Is that my mother's pearls? What are you giving him over there? And it's like, it was made to be theater. And the boy was Shaya's son was very adamant about it. And I said to him, why don't you ask your own Rav? Now, religion is created in America, and as it has done in Europe in the past, turf wars. Turf wars mean if you're on my side, you believe what I believe. It doesn't matter the philosophical argument. Because you're from my camp, it's your duty to believe whatever I believe. But that never worked out, because even every camp just like everyone thinks differently, each camp has everyone a bunch of minds in it. So I said to him, ask your Rav. Now, he didn't say, really? I'll do it. He was confused, because on one hand I gave him a task, and it's a very easy and clear one. You could open a Wikipedia, put in homiletics, Medrash, and look at the history of it. It was never written to be history, but he was sure that the Medrash was written as history. So whatever it writes about Avram is not imagined in the 6th century, but it was pieces of history that God gave on the mountain, and somehow it reemerged later. You know, it like Kol Ma Shetamad Vasik, Asad L'Chadish, and everything. All the way down to the Rebbe and Rav Shach, and even though it doesn't make sense, God loves fucking with humans. What is he not good at? So that's the one thing, one story.